with this program. So you're only looking at down payment. So, you're talking about like half, right? So, okay, you need $12,000 to close. Okay, now you need $6,000.
Yeah.
I mean, $6,000 is way more manageable, and you're getting a house. I mean, it's an awesome deal, and it's a Texas program.
Yeah, and it helps significantly. I think overall mine's was around $12,000, a little over $12,000, and then they paid off $6,000.
Yeah.
And I had $7,000 saved, and somehow at the end of closing, I only had to put down $4,000 and some change.
Yeah.
So I had that extra money to help with the house.
Yeah, because you're putting like your deposit up front, right? And that you get that back at closing. It's a credit.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're paying it, little by little, but it helps out a lot.
It does.
So for teachers, if you're watching,
take advantage.
Yeah, it's an awesome program, guys. And the one thing that, like she said, take advantage is these programs actually do change year to year. So I've seen other programs change. There's one down payment assistance program, we'll call it DPA, so we'll shorten it, where now, instead of it being offset by a higher interest rate, it goes in as a lien. And in short, what that means is if you ever sell your house, the cost that they give you is going to be deducted when you sell your house or you refinance. So for example, as your house, they give you $6,000 back, right? So if you go sell your house, say you sell it and you're supposed to net on your sale like $60,000. Well, at that time they'll say, okay, well I need my $6,000 back. Now you're only netting $54,000. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, which is a little different. It gives them. I don't know why they do it, but for the borrower, it's a dead cost whenever you sell your house or you refinance. But take advantage of these programs. That's what I'm trying to say. Because right now it's still the same, the teacher program. It's just based on interest rate, and then you get I think anywhere from 3 up to 5% now on your closing cost. So
which is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so that's the TSAHC program. So now that's pretty much it. We're done talking.
Okay.
So let's talk about the house now. It's been 2 years later. What have you done with it? What do you still want to do with it? How do you like the house, etc.?
I love the house. So the way we found the house, do you remember that? That was crazy.
It was coming soon on Zillow.
Yes.
And
so one thing that George taught me, it's a very important lesson, y'all. When you get on Zillow or what is it called?
There's HER.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah, HAR.
You'll find pictures and you'll think this house is amazing, it's gorgeous. And George was like, you gotta be mindful for how the composition of the picture is compared to what you're actually gonna see in person. So I remember going to see one specific house where I was like, this is it. It's gorgeous. It's 2 stories. It's enough room for everybody. It looks beautiful. And you automatically were like, we'll go look at it. I want to show it to you.
Yeah.
When we get there, and it was a hot mess.
Oh, yeah.
They had obviously hired professionals to take the pictures in specific lighting and show the beauty parts of the house. But the rest of the house was just a mess. So fast forward, we see this sign on the same street as my aunt's house, which was really important for me to stay close to family wherever I chose to buy. And it said coming soon. And we looked at pictures on Zillow and we were like, man, this house doesn't look so great, but it's a perfect location. The price was right where I wanted it to be, actually lower than we had wanted it to be. But it was perfect. The size, everything was, in my opinion, what God had prepared for us. Yeah. The only thing was
it worked out big time.
Yeah, it wasn't on the market. It was coming soon. And George, I called George, and George was like, I'm trying to find it, and let me try to contact. And you just started, rolling with it and started trying to find some way to look at it. And
Miss Jackson,
yeah. Oh my God, I remember. And so you contacted her. And she said, you know what, my client just wants to sell this house. Yeah. So you can come look at it right now. She's there, available. and he was not available. I wasn't available, so we called Oscar. And Oscar just walked over and started talking to the previous owner of the house, and I mean, it was faith.
Yeah.
He walked in, she loved him. Then my aunt and my uncle walked over to meet him there, and they all talked. And before I even seen the house or met the owner, and before you and I even had a chance to talk, she was like, "If y'all want it, it's yours." And so, I mean, it was pretty awesome. So you worked everything out with Miss Jackson, and we figured everything out. We started the process of purchasing the house, and that alone. You went with me to the inspection. I remember we were there for a long time.
Remember that guy?
Yeah.
That guy was crazy.
He was crazy. Oh my gosh.
He had a really nice truck, but I'm not gonna name him. I do not use them.
Yeah, I bet. My pastor told me to use it.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is. It is the client's choice, you know. But we all learn things for a reason.
Yeah, but George was there. I could not go to the inspection either. I was very uninvolved, honestly, for that part, a lot of that part. But you were there all day with him, and then Oscar came and met you up too.
Yeah.
And the house was good to go. We went ahead and got it, and we started the process. And the house needed some work to be done to it.
Yes, it did.
A lot of it, and that's where the program really helped, because that amount that was allotted, that was extra, that I had saved up, I was able to put back into the house. We took some before pictures, and it's been a work in progress. And I think that's one thing that you don't really realize when you're buying a home is, yay, you got a home. Now you got to buy appliances, and you have to paint, and you have to fix everything up. And if you buy a newer home, obviously you don't have to go through that, which is an advantage. It just wasn't an option for me at the time.
But you still got furniture.
I did. So in 2 years, we've remodeled practically the whole house.
Yeah,
we remodeled the backyard. We took everything out. She had a room in the garage that we didn't want. We knocked that out.
It was a fire hazard.
Yeah, it was a fire hazard, which brought down the value of the house. And as soon as we took it out, I don't know, the powers of home buying figured it out, and the value had already gone up within the first summer of owning it. I was like, oh, okay, I'll take it. But yeah, it was a family effort, and it was you and Jessica came a couple of times. Your wife, y'all came over and helped us knock things out of the way.
Yeah, it was fun. It's fun to kind of see the transformation that the house has done. You've got your master's now, right? So always moving forward.
The same day that we signed for the house, that same week I found out that I was accepted to the master's program. 2 years later, the house is gorgeous. It's beautiful. Now I just want aesthetics for my own pleasure. It's nothing that has to be fixed. And I have my master's, so it's crazy how time flies.
Yes, all things can be done with God's will.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
And the desire.
And a great realtor.
Yeah, thank you. It's awesome. Just kind of see the whole transformation. You see kind of like the pics, before and after.
Yeah.
People don't understand that middle part is really what counts.
Yeah.
It's easy to get to the finish line. The work is done, and it's hard to begin. And starting is always the hardest. So, but it's very good.
But once you do it, you really get into it. And you start it. Yeah. We should do a whole before and after video. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. So it's a beautiful house, by the way.
It is. So, it's beautiful now.
Yeah. It was crazy, the way the lady had it.
Yeah.
She had a fan in the where the air vent comes out. She had a fan right there.
Yeah. And the inspector didn't see that.
No, he didn't.
He
did
didn't.
not see that.
No. But great thing about being Hispanic is everybody in every kind of business. So
yes.
My uncle was able to tackle that.
Yeah. That was the least of your worries, is having a fan right there.
Yeah. And another family member / church member was able to paint the whole house.
Yeah.
For me, and she was a smoker.
She was a big smoker.
She was a big smoker, and that was the biggest problem with the house. So
she smoked outside.
When we bought that, yeah, she smoked outside. when we got the house, because of my dad's health, the main thing was getting that smell.
So what did you end up having to do all in all to get like rid of the smell? Because I know I've been in the house and it doesn't smell like smoke anymore.
Yeah, it's completely gone. So we threw away. She left to me. The previous homeowner had provided some materials for me to keep, like curtains and blinds. We took everything out. So we removed all of the blinds, all of the curtains, threw everything away. We cleaned everything, bleached everything.
She's single, available, homeowner, masters. She likes Harry Potter.
I love Harry Potter.
So I think we're good. We're 25 minutes in, so
okay, yeah,
easy,
sounds good.
Easy. So we'll wrap it up. Anything you want to plug? Anything you're doing?
No, I mean, whoever's watching, or if you get a chance to watch this, definitely. If you're an educator, a firefighter, a police officer, a correctional officer,
first responders,
veterans, make sure you look into that program, and then just educate yourself. Watch The Big Short.
Oh yeah.
Best movie you can watch if you're preparing to buy yourself a house. And make sure you have a realtor that actually cares and knows what they're doing and is willing to be available whenever you need them.
And knows about the programs, how they work.
I promise you.
There you go. Yeah, she's definitely one of my biggest cheerleaders, and I appreciate that. So let's get her on the podcast. Hope you guys enjoy it wherever you're listening. If you're watching it on YouTube, if you're watching it or listening on your phone or something like that, thanks for watching. Leave a comment, whatever you do, clap, thumbs up. I don't know how it pans out on the podcast sphere, but thank you for listening, and that's a wrap.